Moving on, that's going to bring us to our contributor segment. And of course, we have my man on the couch, Mr. High Energy himself, DJ CEO. So we're talking about style and performance.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What are we talking about?
So we're going to talk about the performing arts and how in today's climate, performing artists are subpar at best.
Whoa. In what industry? We got to be more specific.
No,
that.
period.
Across the board.
Period. Across the board. Because,
That's true.
so, you know, we come from a time where like record sales mattered, right?
Yeah.
And so, but in order for record sales to kind of work, like, yeah, you had to have hit records, but, you know, you had to work the record. Part of the working the record was performances.
Sure. Yeah, right.
So you had record labels that had departments that were about developing artists, and you had to learn how to perform, stage presence, breath control, all this type of stuff. That doesn't exist anymore. Record labels are all but obsolete. And artists are now becoming, they're just becoming because of the internet. They're becoming because of social media. So they have no training, they have no sculpting whatsoever. And then when you see them perform, it is horrendous. A lot of people, I can't speak for, I know for me, a lot of times, like how I become a fan of an artist is watching them perform. Like if I see the first time I saw A. Marie was on Howard's campus.
Yeah.
She wasn't even A. Marie. And I was like, she's gonna be a star. There's other stuff that happened, but she.
Hey, on behalf of the 23 fans of hers that are left, I will tell you we will not disparage the name of Amy.
No. I saw her. I was like, yo, she is a star.
Thank you.
Because of her performance. But now you watch and I don't want to be the old guy on the porch, you know, waving my finger. But if you saw the.
According to Yemi, you already are.
I know, right? The Hip Hop 50 tribute on the Grammys, right? And you have all these legends, and they are bodying it.
But that's because of the gap that made it worse, though.
And
the
then
gas made them seem worse.
And then
the gap.
And then Lil Baby gets up, and it's like.
In fairness, that's the gap that made that worse.
That's cool and all. That has nothing
So
to do with.
I'm saying the gap made it worse. It made them seem really worse. If it had, come on, man, y'all don't think so?
That's an example I gave. But I've seen these artists perform on multiple stages.
Yes. No, you're right.
And
I
it's
agree with you there.
it is horrendous. Like they have no idea how to perform. And I feel like the performing art, the performance of your art, I think that has been lost.
You're right.
Say what you will about, everything that you said, and say what you will about Sean P. Diddy Combs. One thing undeniably that any artist who has worked with him will tell you is that they may not necessarily like how he does business, but they will tell you, I learned how to be an entertainer from Diddy.
Yes.
Yeah. If you listen to anybody, Jada, like anybody who was like from that bad boy era, they will say Diddy was on some Joe Jackson.
Yeah.
Do it again. And understood. And there's a sort of a bigger conversation here, right? You talked, CEO, previously about the fact that when people show up to certain spaces, there's all kinds of different energy that people are looking to deal with. I just lost my job. I just got a job. I just lost a loved one. I just had a baby. I just got married. I just broke up. So. When someone pays their hard money to watch you at a show, you owe it to them as an artist to show up and show up and entertain, because that's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you do, and they don't have any. I don't know what to call it, but they don't have any. I feel like they don't have any stake in their performance.
Well, I think it's part of go ahead. I'm sorry.
I agree with y'all, but it's also a reflection of the fact that the times have changed in a drastic way, right? The reason why, like, they used to be able to B2K and all these people, it was years and years and years of training them and pairing these people up with the right way and stuff. What happens is, and this isn't even just true in music, I think this is true in media, it's true in the news, it's all this. People, they don't go and they seek talent anymore because they can't afford in their mind, like the way times move, times change, to make that kind of investment. So what they do is people have to create their own buzz around them or whatever, and if you happen to shake, they grab a person, but you don't have the same opportunity. Before it used to be, it's like you have way less opportunity to make it big, but that time period that you do, it's the same thing with like comedians, all their jokes. By the time you see a comedian's first stand-up is the best stand-up because they've been doing them jokes
for like a year, 2 years.
Then once they start putting out a stand-up back-to-back every year, the quality diminishes.
There's not as much time to cultivate because the demand for you to
These
be out there
artists,
is a lot greater.
What happens is they get it. It's like if you go viral on Twitter and you get an opportunity, they'll make a song. These are people still they're new, they're this. They just started getting interested in music in their own house. The next thing they blow, and now you got Ice Spice at a place performing, or like even Glorilla. These people ain't had no, performances.
Training.
But by the time you see those other people, all the boys, when you watch these people's story, they was doing
Star Search.
and tours and all these different things.
Remember talent shows?
Talent shows.
CEO, who's the last person who you saw in concert that you was like, yo, they are that deal?
Like a new person, or just anybody in general?
Either.
I think the last person where I was like, yo, like this is how you put on a show, probably was Rakim in Vegas.
Jesus.
I saw him in Vegas.
you
Not
really-
like
you
Rakim
meant-
back then. Like I saw him in
you
Vegas.
really
But you
went.
meant it deep in your soul. Nobody knew. You meant that. You felt that.
yeah.
You meant that deeply.
Yeah,
He said,
nah.
I ain't been impressed in
Nah,
like 15 years.
I haven't. Like the people who I'm impressed with.
I'll give you two people you should check out live. If you have never seen her live,
Robert Glasper, I'm sorry. I did
okay,
see Robert
I've seen
Glasper.
Robert Glasper.
Robert Glasper,
yeah,
yes.
Robert Glasper gives a good
yes.
show. Robert Glasper's shows are amazing. Her and Lucky Day,
Okay.
both of them, because they're talented, they play instruments, and they can actually sing.
Yeah.
They have an appreciation. I think for Lucky Day, it's more as a songwriter and just sort of like being able to share his art.
Mm-hmm.
And then with her, it's the fact that she just has so many different. Her musicianship is beyond reproach.
And you want to know why? I'm gonna tell you why you pick those people, because
Why?
they are artists.
Yeah.
They are
The
artists.
truth of the
correct,
matter
yeah.
is, a lot of people who are called artists in the industry now
not.
Are not artists.
they're not
No.
artists. This is hip hop music is an occupational option now.
Yeah.
So they do it, and this is what we get.
Yeah. But it's still once, in fairness, but even with that, right? Some people are like honest like that. Cardi came up from the beginning like, I don't feel rap deep in my spirit. This is a lane, right? She always came up with like that. But if you look at her initial performances versus what they are now, because
She's
once you
much
get to
better.
a place because you have the luxury to take time off or
Yeah,
whatever
right.
it is and blah, blah, blah. She put on a hell of a performance. But
Very
when
true.
she first came out, it was like, she wouldn't be
Trash.
able to perform these in real
Very
life.
true. Very
Yeah.
true. Very true.
Well, that is going to do it for Style and Performance. We need people to actually perform with some style.
Yes, it's a
Thank
performance.
you.